I have water coming up and my carpet's all wet and soggy and I don't know why. I have no idea where the water is coming from. Well, a quick way to find out if you have a water leak would be to go and shut off your water to all your water supplies, such as your toilets, sinks. Make sure you have no toilets running, and go out to your water meter and see if it's spinning. If you see it spinning, that's an indication you have a water movement, which means you have a water leak. It's a very inexpensive way of figuring out. However, the professional way would be a professional leak detection, which could run anywhere from $450 to $550, respectfully. With electronic leak detection, you have special equipment that you can actually listen to the noise and actually put yourself within 3 feet, typically, of where the actual source is. And that's usually going to be inside your foundation of your concrete. And normally it's going to be at least 18 inches or so into the concrete. So you would have to saw cut, jackhammer up the floor to get to the supply line. Typically copper with a pinhole in it. Could be old galvanized. But unfortunately, that just gets you to the one pinhole, and that's not always the best way to go. Insurance would just assume have you fix that one little pinhole. We call it putting a Band-Aid on it by replacing that small section of the copper. The other way would be to do a reroute, where you abandon the water supply lines and all water under the concrete and run it up above into your attic. You have to open up your ceilings, of course, to do that. It's a pretty major endeavor. However, that's what you need to do. Another way to check for moisture, it's about $5.95. It's called a moisture intrusion investigation, where you do moisture mapping with a handheld moisture meter. And it's very common for us to be called out to do leak detection when we're able to figure out the source of the leak with the moisture meter. And typically, it's in the vertical wall, not in the slab or the foundation. It's in the vertical wall. And typically that's because within the wall, there's a hub where the water joins from different supplies, such as the kitchen sink, bathroom. They meet inside the wall cavity, usually about a foot above the subfloor. And the moisture meter is going crazy. It's pegging out. That's where the moisture is in that wall. And how do you know? You go to the dry state, an area of non-concern, see what the moisture meter reads. Then you go around, map around, and find out where the different types of moisture vary. And obviously, when you get to the main source, you've gotten close to the problem. It's a lot cheaper to open up a drywall wall or plaster wall than it is to have to saw cut and jackhammer up concrete. I've seen people do a large damage to their home trying to find a leak that didn't know what they're doing, only to not find the leak. And now they have their whole tile floor messed up, concrete's messed up, and they have a major expense now in fixing their home when it wasn't even necessary. So hire a company that has the ability to do moisture mapping as well as leak detection. Plumbers do leak detection. Moisture mapping is typically done by a water damage specialist who deals in source identification and is able to determine where the source or sources, because it could be more than one, where elevated moisture is found. Like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you again. Smash that like button.